I'm a big fan of the Saw franchise, particularly the first movie, which I think is absolutely brilliant. One of those perfectly directed, acted movies that I just really enjoy. And the biggest part about that movie, the biggest enjoyment for me was the mystery at the heart of it. The questions that it threw up and the answers that it gave were just wonderful. And even on rewatches, it's still such an enjoyable watch. Watching all of the silly movies, they kind of became synonymous for the traps, the blood and the gore, rather than concentrating more on the story elements. They became a little bit convoluted, and I enjoyed the Jigsaw that came out a couple of years ago. I feel it went back to the basics, giving us the kind of interesting characters, giving us a mystery at the heart of it, and kind of building upon the Saw franchise. With the latest release, Saw from the Spiral, from the Book of Saw, we get Chris Rock starring as our main character, Zeke Banks, who also has a story credit and who apparently came up with the idea for this because he's a huge Saw fan. Which makes it all the more disappointing that it becomes as derivative and as formulaic as it actually is. It's got two of the biggest cast that they've had in the form of Chris Rock and Samuel L. Jackson, and we revolve around Zeke's character, who is a police officer who's disliked. He's classed as a rat. He's someone who turned in a dirty cop and was shunned because of that. There seems to be a Jigsaw copycat on the scene who is starting to kill off cops in his precinct who are dirty, having been living up to their moral code. And Zeke is at the heart of this because he is the bastion of all that is good within the police force. And it plays out like a typical Saw movie plays out. Traps, deaths, little chance to escape these mechanical death machines, and reveals that are ultimately not that great and rather bland and boring the way they deal with them. One of the main problems I have with this is Chris Rock himself, whom I don't think can particularly carry this character very well. You feel as if he's building up content for his stand-up material. Even the opening scene felt very derivative of Tarantino rip-offs from the late 90s, when they're talking about movies and putting their own kind of spin on it. It just felt very forced, not very naturalistic, and just kind of strange. The washed out colours that the movie has kind of takes away a lot of the impact of the movie, creating an almost silly dreamlike quality throughout it. It's interspersed with these moments of Rock's inner turmoil as he screams at a shaky camera to show how angst-ridden he is. And it should be kind of fun and it should be interesting, but it isn't. It seems to be relying a lot more again on the gore and the traps. That's not why I go to these movies. That's not the mainstay of what I'm looking for. And although the effects are wonderfully gory, in your face, bloody and disgusting, I just don't care. I feel as if we've lost what made the Saw traps so good. There is a chance to escape, but these ones feel as if no one has that chance, as if they're all destined to die within them. It just feels as lacking as part of a Saw movie. The mystery at the heart of it is rather easy to see coming and doesn't offer anything in the form of great revelations, the kind of thing that Saw usually does so well. And feeling stripped back and starting anew with a copycat is a great idea, or something that I could really get behind. But I just feel like they fumble the ball a little bit. You've got the director Darren Lynn Bousman back, who directed parts 2, 3 and 4, which are some interesting entries in the Saw franchise. But again, it feels perfunctory. It doesn't feel as if it's trying to break the mould of what Saw is. It feels as if it's just a continuation of the same old thing, but without any inventive elements added into it. I was rather disappointed with Spiral, and I was open and eager for it to be a good movie. And it just get worse and worse as the movie went on. Started off where I had my interest and slowly lost it throughout the movie. I'd love to know your thoughts on Spiral. from the Book of Saw? Let me know in the comment box below, and I'll see you next time in Man v Film.